South Africa is a beautiful country with enormous resources and the potential to become a major role player in the global world. Since 1994, when a new democratic government came into being, our country has found itself part of the international economic environment, and for the first time, we have to compete with enormous industrial role players. This has brought an enormous challenge to our young democracy. Although South Africa is referred to as a developing country, our economic and human resources hold the key to making our mark in world economics. To maintain the current growth rate of more than 5%, the market is in serious need of trained and skilled workers, especially in the field of technology. South Africa is in desperate need of trained engineers. At the same time, we need to counter poverty, create work, and develop a better life for all. There is only one solution to this problem, and this is to train our human resources to fulfill the market's requirements. But where do we start? The answer is simple. Start at school level by introducing and directing learners into the fields of engineering and technology. The Education Department realized this critical necessity and developed and implemented the subject technology. Ideally, thousands of teachers should have been trained prior to implementation. However, this was not possible, as it would have delayed the implementation of this key learning area. In-service training has not succeeded in putting a trained technology teacher in front of every class.
Hello all you young technologists out there.
John Clark, an educator with 38 years of teaching experience who is currently a subject advisor for technology in the Gauteng Department of Education, realized the extent of the problem and came forward with a brilliant idea, helping to solve the problem. In cooperation with a television production company, he produced a series of practical, straightforward and visual DVDs which cover the complete technology curriculum from grades 4 to 9. Clark has been involved with technology education since 1996 and was a member of the working group who revised and developed the national technology curriculum. He is an experienced technology educator and is author of 5 technology textbooks and serves on the assessment committee. All of his extensive knowledge and experience went into the development of this technology DVD series, which contains 30 hours of practical visual material. But how did Clark come to his idea of producing a DVD series on technology?
When the Education Department redesigned education in this country, they realized that they needed to address this problem of a shortage of engineers. And they developed a new learning area called technology. And this was designed to foster interest in engineering and in related career paths. I had a look at this, and one of the biggest problems is shortage of teachers, teachers being converted from other learning areas, often against their will, shortage of equipment, untrained teachers, ill-equipped schools, people not quite understanding what the intention of the learning area is, many teachers converting from other learning areas like woodwork, thinking that technology is really another word for the old subject that they had, home economic teachers following a similar sort of thought pattern. And I decided that I had to do something about this. And I developed a set of DVDs, 30 hours altogether, which addresses this problem. First of all, by showing teachers what they should be teaching, and at the same time giving them a resource that they can use in their classrooms to show children a lot of things that would be very difficult for them to do. They can't get out and go and look at the Moratella Bridge in Limpopo, or have a look at suspension bridges in New York. The costs are prohibitive. Now, we have filmed these items, and we bring this experience into the classroom, and teachers can go and use this information to enhance their normal teaching. I stress enhance because at no time am I trying to replace the teacher. That's not the intention, but if a teacher doesn't know anything about technology, going through these DVDs one or two times is virtually enough with the right personality for that teacher to be able to give technology correctly. This is visual material, and it is designed to show teachers how aspects of the learning area should be taught, and also to allow them to show this material to learners so that they can see exactly what is going on. We're not talking vague, abstract sort of think about caterpillar tractor that you saw yesterday on the way home. We show that. And I can assure you there is no other series like this in the country. What are we talking about? This is the set of DVDs in these 4 packs. There are 5 DVDs per pack. There are 20 DVDs here, and they make up a total of 32 hours of material that can be used by learners from grade 7 through to grade 9. John Clark was awarded a National Teaching Award in recognition for his services to education, mainly due to the value of this DVD resource. Update. John Clark was the lead writer of the Technology 7-9 CAPS syllabus. He retired after 43 years of service to South African education. Unwilling to retire his wide experience, he has spent 2 years re-editing and upgrading the DVD series to meet the requirements of the CAPS syllabus. En vir Afrikaanssprekendes, goeie nuus. Die DVD-reeks is nou ook in Afrikaans oorgeklank. DVDs 1 to 5 deal with mechanical systems, ranging from Mechanical Advantage using a chain block where a 12-year-old girl picks up a truck, to pulleys and hydraulic jacks, to simple machines, the 3 classes of lever, the wedge, wheels and axles, gears, including bicycle gear systems. The content also focuses on how mechanical systems and control are used, on the application of these mechanisms and principles in everyday usage, showing how mechanisms go together to make up machinery. DVD 5 targets hydraulic machines and pneumatic power. Here we look at models suitable for the classroom, as well as examples of real machines in action. We even look at the hovercraft. DVDs 6 to 9 deal with electricity, starting very simply. We show interesting things like getting electricity from strange sources like lemons, potatoes, and even glasses of salt water. We also include circuit basics and the drawing of circuit diagrams, using the correct symbols as used in the matric examinations. We cover power generation and energy distribution, looking at thermal power stations as well as at alternative renewable energy sources, as prescribed for grade 8. Science teachers will also be able to use DVDs 6 to 9 as there is considerable overlap across the CAPS syllabi. When aiming at grade 9, the focus shifts to elementary electronics with diodes, LEDs, transistors and sensors like LDRs and thermistors. DVDs 10 and 11 focus on structures, covering human-made and natural structures, as well as classifying them as mass or solid structures, shell and frame structures. The content shows how structures are used across South Africa and around the world in different applications. Here we do what no school can do by using video to bring examples into the classroom.
Edged out over the railway lines. At no time was there any obstruction to the rail traffic underneath. Compare this design with the suspension bridges in New York. The vertical cables transfer the load to the looping cables stretching from the towers.
We deal extensively with strengthening structures and cover materials suitable for various purposes.
The spiral walkway
At the same time, we are concerned with safety and point out safety in design in structures.
In the event of an emergency.
We make use of many clear, well-drawn diagrams to explain aspects of the syllabus that are required in particular grades.
So it is as if the house has been cut in half by a giant saw, and we're looking at one end.
DVDs 12 to 15 focus on technology drawing, which includes sketching techniques, design concepts and design considerations, the drawing of plans, and artistic presentation graphics, thus forming a link from the initial sketches to the final school-level presentation graphic. Few teachers tasked with teaching technology have been trained as drawing teachers. Our resource solves this problem with lessons on every aspect required and gives guidance to the teachers on the correct assessment of design and drawing skills. Sometimes we use stop-motion video to demonstrate how a drawing should be done.
Draw a square or rectangle. Then you divide it up into thirds. The red lines represent the lines along a third. Choose one of the crossing points as your focal point. I've chosen the top right-hand focal point. Remove the lines, leave the focal point in place. You're going to need it. Join the corners of the rectangle to the focal point. Now draw another rectangle to represent the back wall. I've painted it green. Now you can mark in the ceiling, which I've painted yellow, and the left-hand wall, which I've painted an orange color. And we follow this with the right-hand wall, also painted orange. Now the floor. We put a nice flowery carpet on that. Lines from the focal point mark where the windows are going to be able to go. There's the left-hand window, and we follow that with the right-hand window. This room looks a little empty. There's no furniture, so let's introduce furniture. Here is a tabletop made of wood. It has a surround on it, also drawn to the perspective lines, and then it needs some legs. There's the first leg, and we will follow that up with the second leg. Now we erase the construction lines and the focal point, place a window on the back wall, and place a door in position to the right of the window. Anything else to do? Let's put a DVD 16 covers properties of materials and details the properties of wood and metals, which are widely used in the field of technology. DVD 17 deals with the processing of metals. The content includes rust, preventing corrosion, alloys, electroplating, the mining of ore, and the extraction of metal from ore. We talk about the pollution associated with steel refining. Rusting, corrosion, and metal extraction are also part of the CAPS science syllabus. DVD 18 is about the processing of food, and this includes indigenous technologies ranging from the Zulu grain pit to the drying of morojo. DVD 19 deals with the processing of plastics. Here we visit 3 sites: the Plastic Federation, Nampak Polycyclers to learn about recycling, and Megapack to see various manufacturing techniques. These latter 2 factories are dangerous places and do not allow school visits. The cost of taking a busload of learners to such a factory, both in terms of time and money, are prohibitive. It is cheaper to buy our DVD set, and you can use it over and over every year. To augment the visual materials, we provide commentary and explanations that are clear and audible above the noise of the factory. We also include systems diagrams of the processes and cutaway views of the machines to help understanding. The mold opens and a new drum emerges. Notice the next tube being extruded into the open mold so that the process can repeat. Out it comes and is grabbed by the worker who trims, tests and stacks it with the others. We also demonstrate working with plastics in the classroom, showing both the bending of plastics and moulding, using a simple, easy-to-build homemade vacuum former. DVD 20 is a teacher guide and discusses methodology and assessment, and gives insight into the design of the CAPS syllabus. We also show samples of learner work so the teachers can see what can be achieved by motivated learners from a broad range of schools. The teacher guide also has 13 PowerPoint presentations which teachers are able to use for their teaching.
As you've seen, this is a tremendous resource for teachers. 30 hours of material that they can use to augment their teaching. I did not try to replace the teacher, and in fact, while technology is a project-based learning area, I haven't set any projects for any of the learners. What I've done is given them the background information and the skills that they will need in order to go forward. It is up to the teacher to contextualize this and to place the problem situation before the children and set them problems that they must solve. If taught correctly, this learning area exposes children to a number of career choices: structural engineering, civil engineering, mechanical, electrical, electronic engineering, graphic design, but also it allows those who are interested in things like food technology to have a look in as well. Now, what we did is we, in our DVD series, we covered all these aspects according to the requirements of the curriculum.
After thorough evaluation, the Gauteng Department of Education distributed nearly 2,000 sets of the technology DVD series to secondary schools in Gauteng. Hundreds of teachers and learners have already used the technology DVD series with enormous success, and many teachers can testify to the effectiveness of this technology DVD series.
What did you think of these tapes? How useful can they be to you?
John, I looked at all the tapes and I thought they were very interesting, seeing that I have never taught technology before. And after watching all the tapes and getting insight into the technology, I thought it was a great idea to have these as a very good resource for our learners in class, even for teachers. Even if you haven't got all the equipment, you don't need to have the equipment. You just need to look at the discs, and that is already enough to help the learners in class and explain it from the discs. I think they were wonderful.
Tell me, do you feel that if you had a new teacher with reasonable skills and intelligence, that they could be converted into technology teachers using these DVDs?
John, for sure. Because if I was so keen, I think anybody else would be, if they watched it and they saw exactly how to go about it. Because the discs, like I have said, is so clear. It explains everything so nicely, and it is such a good resource that I cannot see that anybody who wants to teach cannot do it. This was, to me, the best resource I have seen for learners in a new subject, seeing that it is a new subject in the country and that people have not been trained in it before. I think anybody who looks at these discs can do technology and can teach it if they just study it properly.
I'm here at Townview High School in Krugersdorp, and with me is Benedict Moeng. Hi, Benedict.
Hi, John.
Benedict is a teacher of technology, and he is in fact one of my cluster leaders, and he has been using the DVDs for some time now, and I want to ask him how things are going. Benedict, what do you think of these DVDs? How are you using them?
Well, John, we have had a privilege of learning more than what I could have done. I mean, it takes years and years of education for one to get to the standard of knowing each and every little detail about technology. These DVDs are like a present. So thank you very much. have been going on.
Well, happy birthday or happy Christmas, whatever it is. So you find them useful?
They are very useful, thank you.
Now, you're subject head, am I right?
Yes.
And you have how many teachers under you?
There's 3.
Are they trained?
No.
So how have you gone about making sure that they're able to pick up the learning area correctly?
You see, John, when I was introduced to technology, it was basically on the basis of, now that's a learning area that everyone can do. And one had to find information and scrap and not knowing what to do. But for the teachers that I'm with now, it's much better because you can always refer them to a specific topic and they can be able to understand better and for you to help them better. So yes, it has been of great help to them. In a short space of time that they have been in the learning area, it really works.
Tell me, these unqualified teachers of yours, what has happened to their motivation since you gave them these set of DVDs?
It's unbelievable, John, what has happened. I mean, the standard of work that one got in grade 9 did not meet the assessment standards and so on. But ever since one got these DVDs to the educators, the standard of work has gone up tremendously, and this has been of great help, not only for the educators, but also for the learners.
So you're telling me that the standard of work produced by the learners has improved since...
It has drastically improved.
There is no doubt that the Technology DVD series is an exceptional resource for technology teachers and learners, including those in adult basic education and training centres.